inside 있을까? Dive into your eye. Love tap tap 지금이 맘을 내게 감정 tap tap 부딪혀버리면 Love tap tap.
So for this video, I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on an opinion from an unpopular K-pop opinions video that I have a picture of in my gallery. This is not hate to the K-tuber, because I 100% agree with this opinion that they said. The opinion says, a lot of Nugu groups are not underrated, they're just bad, and I agree. For those who don't know what underrated means, it basically means something that is really good, but nobody notices it or sees how good it is, like for example an amazing song that nobody seems to appreciate for how amazing the song is. Every year a lot of groups debut each year, and by a lot, I mean a lot, too many to even count in K-pop, and only a few get popularity, be it them being from the Big Three, so a guaranteed success, a non-Big Three company that produces a group that gets popular, 80s, G-Idol, Everglow, G-Friend etc., or they get viral on social media like 50/50 with Cupid, and people notice them. But besides them there are lots of groups that very few know about or nobody knows about at all, that stay Nugu and don't get much popularity or success, with some of them disbanding without seeing any hint of popularity, success. I'm a Nugu unpopular K-pop group stan as well as a popular group stan. Being a Nugu unpopular group stan, I know a lot of Nugu unpopular K-pop groups, and they're not just the ones that quite a few people know about that are Nugu unpopular, like for example, BVNDIT, Very Very, Cherry Bullet, Victon, Nature, Dreamnote, Gravity, Gugudon and more etc., but also extremely Nugu groups that very few know about, like Bloomy, On Air, NEP, Bex, BP Pop, Trusty, Prism, WOW, Asomd and more etc. So I know a lot, and I mean a lot, of Nugu unpopular K-pop groups. The reason that I agree with this opinion is because, even though there are some amazing songs, debuts, comebacks, pre-releases, pre-debuts etc. that are actually underrated, and some of the best music comes from Nugu unpopular K-pop groups, there are lots of songs on the other hand that are just bad, bland, boring, messy and low quality etc. Some examples include Refiner's Tell Me Love and Like Me's Like Me, where the songs have poor vocal mixing. That if you were to make the mixing better, it would not help the songs and make them any better.
무슨 말이 하고 싶어 내게 전화를 한 걸까? Love you, baby, love you. 내 손 잡아줘. 나처럼 해봐요 이렇게. We are like me, baby. 나처럼 해봐요.
Songs like Label Up's Beautiful Tomorrow, January's Remember, Peach's Rebreath and Half Moon's Be Alright, where the songs are just boring, bland, meaning unmemorable songs that are forgettable and nothing that is good about them.
이 길을 함께 걸어줘. 내 손을 밝은 표정으로 내 안에 있는 걸 Sweet butter. 더 바랄 것도 없어 난 먼지만 쌓여가는 꿈 퍼져가는 anxious 위태로운 길 Everything's gonna be alright Everything's gonna be alright.
And songs like WIT's Whatever It Takes and HDNG's Foreshadows that are experimental type vibes and are kinda messy.
Yeah, we coming back 배로 커져서 돌아왔어 back yeah 내 맘의 상처를 받아 갈피를 못 찾던 때에 찾아온 기회에 나 멋이 주머니에 중요한 건 이거지 내 출시는 전라 곡소리 나는 인생 아이고
해지로 술을 검색 Take me 두 번째 기회
있잖아 기억
And more songs that if I list this video would become into a playlist type review video. So yes, a lot of Nugu groups aren't underrated, they're just bad, and it's true. This is no hate to the groups mentioned, but I'm just giving some examples on the reality of things, because I'm not a delusional Nugu stan to believe every Nugu group is underrated when in fact they're not, and I can separate the good from the bad. A lot of companies come each year into K-pop and they debut new groups, or even already previously established companies who debut new groups when they've already debuted one in the past, but in my opinion some of these groups shouldn't have debuted. It's not because I hate these groups that they shouldn't have debuted and become idols and try to get success, but it's just that these companies debut idols that quite a bit of them are not that talented or are not trained well but have the talent, or that they debut with a song that's low quality, boring, bad, messy or unmemorable, or as a group they're just forgettable. A lot of Nugu groups that exist in K-pop don't really stand out much, and yes, I'm not expecting a group to have Mamamoo level vocals or dancing and rapping that is out of this world or super high quality music. No, they should just need to have decent singing, rapping, nice dancing and decent music where even if it's not the best song ever, it's still good enough for people to wanna keep an eye out for the group's future releases, if they don't disband soon after debut, or make the group somewhat interesting. So in conclusion, companies should really think what type of groups to debut in terms of music, so as to not make them a group that people like me who knows Nugu groups and people who discover the group forget about their existence, or they debut and they're not special, or if they're groups that debut and then disband after debut, and their debut song is something low quality or bad or boring or messy, that the only song the group had was their debut, and that's gonna be the only song the group is gonna be remembered by, which is not a good thing. So yeah, in the end, I agree. Not every Nugu group is underrated, they're just bad, and this K-tuber spoke the truth. And this is also a reason why too many groups debut and companies shouldn't be allowed to debut groups, because a lot of groups being just nothing interesting.
어딘가에서 들리는 너의 달콤한 목소리